Hello, I'm Nate the effing Great, and what the fuck did I just watch?
It's a little bit late now to look at the clock. There's not a moment to waste and not a second to wait. We gotta pick up the pace, yeah, to get what we want. There's no time left to stop. Can you feel your heartbeat racing? Feel it with every breath you're taking. Oh, it's all or nothing now. Standing on pins and needles, minds in overdrive. Oh, fight for our lives. Fight for our lives. We're fighting for our.
So, this is going to be a very interesting set of episodes, because this is actually part one of two of a special two-part What Did I Just Watch series. The first one here is going to be talking about some of the movies that I've seen this week, and the second part is going to involve the review of Season 1 of The Deadersons. 12 episodes covered in one episode. I'm going to do my best to do it justice. But anyway, starting off here with the movies that I saw this week. 4 different movies, and they were all... Oh, man, I don't even know if I can even call them average. See, the thing is that when I first started doing this, I knew I was going to have to do like a star system, like, 1 out of 5 stars or 5 out of 5 stars, movies like that. But these movies that I saw this week were just, they just were lower than average. They were very unaverage, not organic, just really bizarre. And the movie that I can definitely say is the most bizarre is that being the movie A Cure for Wellness. But we'll get into that in just a bit. First, talking about a couple movies that I got the chance to rent that definitely are very, very interesting, to say the least. So let's kick it off with an independent movie called Slender. For those of you that don't know what Slender is, you need to go check out a lot of the Let's Play games. You need to go buy the game and see what the whole Slender thing is all about. Slender is basically a creature who kidnaps beings for nobody really knows the reason, really. But better known as the Slender Man. Just this slender creature. He's always wearing a suit. He's got a tie on. He's got a pale face, long fingers, like tentacles coming out of his back. It just, it's a very cool concept. And I know that there's actually a Slender Man movie coming out later on, either this year or next year. I know it's a part of the big extravaganza of horror movies that are coming out, including a lot of Chucky movies, Jeepers Creepers 3, Elm Street is one that's coming out. I didn't know that they were actually this close to releasing the next rebooted Nightmare on Elm Street series, so that's going to be very interesting to see. A lot of very different deals. I mean, they're rebooting Jason, Leatherface, all of these crazy movies. It is getting a reboot, I guess, after a long time. So this is going to be a very interesting year for horror movies. So this Slender movie that I got to watch at Fan Video, I thought, okay, this actually is pretty cool that I found a Slender Man movie, basically. So put it in, pop it in, and it's just really more or less them fidgeting around with their cameras, testing it out, testing microphones and sound systems and everything like that. That's the majority of the movie. Like, I can't even say a majority of the movie. There's like probably 75% of the movie, and barely any storyline going into it. I mean, they mention what Slender Man basically is, what he kind of looks like. They even have this friend of theirs dress up like Slender Man. He's on stilts. He has the claws. He has the face. He has the suit. He looks exactly like him in a lot of ways. And then they go to like this elementary school where there were the 2 abductions where the kids were taken away. They're trying to scare the mom to get a general reaction for a movie about fear, I guess. And then some creepy things happened, and it all ended with the guy saying, you're not real, you're not real, you're not real, and that's it. So this was probably one of the worst movies I've seen next to The Bye Bye Man. I never thought I would see that. I never thought I would say that. It just, I just don't get it. It was just one of those movies that just was pointless. It probably didn't even deserve even to be mentioned by Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't even think it even was, thankfully. This just had no involvement of Slender Man, just some guy dressed up like him, and a bunch of camera deals, and them talking about the history of Slender Man and how there were just these random rumors about, what he's like and what he looks like. It just was very poorly taste movie. It just flat out just sucks. It really did. I mean, I know a lot of people say, they put a lot of time and effort into it. It doesn't matter. This just was a pointless movie. It did absolutely nothing. I just don't understand it. It didn't do anything. So honestly, I gave it half of a star. I mean, it just did nothing for me. It didn't give me any spooks. It was just about all these guys trying to create a movie about the Slender and then try to scare a woman who is a victim of the Slender because her kids were taken away. And then apparently the real Slender showed up at the elementary school, and then it ends in a stupid way with absolutely nothing happening. I just don't get it. It's, man. But you gotta have there's gotta be a rotten apple in every bunch. Oh, look, another rotten apple. Let's move on to the movie Knock Knock. So Keanu Reeves stars in this movie as a loyal father, very doubting husband, who starts off very interestingly. It starts off in a way of, everything is good, everything's fine. He has great relationships with his kids. He has great relationships with his wife. He's this, down-to-earth kind of guy whose family, they basically decide to leave and go down to the beach, enjoy some time, while he stays home and does some work. Well, while he's at home, two, I would say, not even young adults, we'll say, named Belle and, was it Beverly? Desiree? I'm going to have to look up the name now. But basically, these two girls show up at his house, and they are just, they got lost, and nobody really knew, what was going on. So Keanu Reeves calls for a Uber, which is one of the first few times where I've seen a Uber movie, Uber, reference get made in a horror movie. So interestingly enough, but it involves a little more to it, I guess. So basically, what happens is that they start kind of revealing their kind of sexual fantasies, and I guess I should probably mention this. It films Keanu Reeves, Lorenza Izzo, and Ana de Armas, which, oh my gosh, I can't believe that it made double what the budget was. This movie just, oh my gosh, it just did not do any well at all. What do you know? 33% by Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who the other girl was. Genesis. That's right, Genesis. Because it felt kind of weird, like it was a genesis of a new, I don't know, it's kind of really weird. But it kind of evolves from there to where the girls, again, they tell about their sexual fantasies, and they want to be with an older man, and then they start getting in the shower together, and then they pull Keanu Reeves' character named Evan into the shower, and they have this massive threesome together for one night, and then two girls wake up the next day and they're making breakfast, and and Evan wants them out, but they're not going anywhere. It really gets confusing after a while, because after he finally gets them out, they return and they want to sexually assault him and then rape him and then hurt him and then go to the point of almost killing him. It just went in every single direction. It was weird. Just one of those things where I didn't know really how to react to it. This was kind of one of those movies where I was like, okay, I mean, it seems like it's kind of cool. I mean, I guess I could give them the benefit of the doubt that they were trying to at least create something out of it, but it just it just really did not work out too well. This just was a movie that I just look at and I think, okay, this I couldn't find any reason for me to even, continue to try to get involved with this movie. It just, I don't know, it just didn't really work out for me. Slender was, like I said, was the worst, where I actually did not even watch it after like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, if this is going to be what it is, it's not even worth it. Then I popped it back in, I'm like, oh god, it's even worse than I thought it was. I watched the entire Knock Knock movie, and again, it just left me kind of my head scratching, and the ending just was weird because they didn't kill off Keanu Reeves, they didn't do anything, they just said, you said yes, so therefore we're going to spare you and move on to another family or something like that. And then they take his dog and they just destroy his house. I didn't even know what their motive was. I mean, were they just crazy? Did they have like emotional, did they have like these emotional feelings where it was just destroying them or something like that? Did they have like, I thought with Belle, she had like daddy issues where her, I guess like her, like somehow her father or something like that was kind of abusive or something. It just, it just really kind of left my head scratched. It's like, what was the proper motive? There was really nothing there that kind of made me think that, oh, okay, great, I guess. I mean, okay. So, all honesty, this movie, definitely not one of Keanu Reeves' best, because the speech that he made halfway through the movie, where he talks about, it was free pizza, why do you think I did what I did, and blah, 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 blah. It, just, I don't understand. It just really kind of threw me for a loop, and I'm like, what? Okay, I guess. So, yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. Oh, look, another rotten apple. The Green Lantern. So obviously a lot of people know that I'm going to be doing a debate with Victory Bell over the Green Lantern a week from Wednesday. And, I could probably tell you this, that she and I got into, I wouldn't say like a heated argument or anything like that. It's just one of those things where she kind of where I kind of mentioned that, oh, I'm watching the Green Lantern, so that way I can kind of have an idea for, what exactly I can expect when it comes to what the actual Green Lantern is. But let me tell you what she basically said. She said, it's not a good movie, but movies don't dictate the worth of a superhero that derived from the comic universe. Nothing from that movie will help you. Ha 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 ha. And I would go on to respond that I disagree because it does kind of prove my point, but I'm going to wait until the debate to bring it up. And she says, I'm kind of excited to see what the point is. Hollywood directing, producing, AD, all are not the creators of GL. I have no idea what GL is, but okay. So, the Green Lantern... Okay, so one thing that my friend Josh actually mentioned on here, and I'm going to pull up the comment they make. He said that this was exactly what I think does describe the Green Lantern the best. He says, this movie is a perfect parallel to Marvel's Doctor Strange. With proper editing, better script writing, and actors given some actual direction, it could have been a winner. I agree. Now, here's the thing. I'm definitely not denying, what the actors brought down to there. I thought Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought some of the other actors did great. But I think that